Hi, everyone. Hi, Michael, Amir, Alex, Chuck. I think we'll wait maybe another minute or so.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And today we'll be mostly covering admin settings and um, the capabilities that administrators have versus non-admins. I'll be going through both. I'll be doing a little demo on the web app and then on the desktop app. Hi, Murad. Thank you. I don't know about geniuses, but
Yeah.
I'd say we're pretty good. Oh, hey, Shafi from Kenya. Awesome.
Wow.
I don't know what time it is in Kenya right now. I'm guessing it's a little bit in the afternoon, late afternoon.
Or maybe almost evening. 'Cause it's 11 a.m. for us.
True, yeah. Okay, perfect.
So just a few more minutes, let's say.
Mhm.
Oh, this will be a shorter webinar, Murad. Every time we try to do lightning ones, we try to keep them under 30 minutes. And we aim actually for 15 minutes of the actual content and then like a few minutes at the end for questions. Oh, it's 7 p.m. for Shafi. Wow.
Yeah, so evening, like you said.
Yeah.
And also, there will be a tiny teaser at the end of the webinar, so stay tuned for that. Again, it's going to be a short webinar, like Kerisha mentioned. It's just one of our lightning ones. We try to keep it condensed, and we're not going to put too much information into it. It's just some of the basics.
Mm-hmm. I think it's about a good time to start.
Yeah, I think so too.
Great.
So, hey guys. Hi, everyone. Obviously, you might have seen me on some of the webinars. My name is Katia. I'm on the support and onboarding team, and I have Kerisha with me. I don't know which side you're on, but
Hello, I'm Kerisha. I'm on the support team, mainly focusing on support, and I help with some of the knowledge base and webinar planning and anything like that. So, and I try to help with videos on our YouTube page.
and she's awesome. She's also moderating most of the time, so you might not always see her on camera, but she's there behind the scenes. So a lot of this is due to Kerisha.
I do appreciate so many people from around the world joining in. If you guys have any feedback about times that work for you, please let us know. We're not able to do everything yet, but it would be good feedback to let us know, since I see the site is in the UAE and it looks like charities in the Philippines. So it'd be good to know if you could let us know like times that work in your business day. That'd be really helpful for us to know.
And it looks like some people might not be getting sound. If you guys can just let us know if you can hear us.
No sound.
Before we start.
Let me try mine, turn it off again.
Yeah, I can hear you, Kerisha.
Let's
see if anyone... Oh, Murad says it's okay now.
Oh, okay. I turned my mic off and on, and that might have helped.
Yeah, perfect. And people are posting in chats that they can hear us.
Great, great.
Now it's just coming in. Okay, so now we can get started. I'm glad that everyone can see us and hear us. So with today's topics, I'll be covering admin capabilities, non-admin capabilities, and then additional settings. So I'll move over to the admin capabilities. So an administrator is a person or persons who are in charge of the inFlow Cloud account for your company. Your account was set up by the administrator of the company, and the administrator also manages how the account works. It's possible to have multiple administrators on the same account, and you'll need to know who your administrator is in order to access sensitive information or make any changes. So key thing to note is that you can have multiple administrators on one account. That will just allow multiple individuals to control the settings, specifically the account settings, and make changes to those. So with the administrator capabilities, you can ask for or confirm sensitive account information with us on the support team. You can make changes to the account directly or through the inFlow support team as well. You can add or remove team members, restrict what team members can do, access and edit the online showroom, and then update the integrations on the integrations page. So I'll go into a little demo. I always have technical issues when sharing my screen, so hopefully it goes smooth today. Okay, I think everyone can see it. So
Looks
I'm
good.
going to the app.infloinventory.com site, and I'm just clicking into my account. This is my admin account. So everything that you see on the screen today, or at least in this moment, will be for the administrators. So right now I'm on the homepage and dashboard. If I click into my name on the top right, where it has my email as well, I'm going to select account/team. And this is going to take me to the account page. So on the account page, what I see is going to be very different than what my non-admin users will see. So on my account page, I can see my subscription, my plan, and I can update my subscription from here. I can change my company details. So
Sorry,
I can add.
Katia, can you just zoom in on your page? Just a little bit. It's a little bit small.
See.
Like Control Plus should help that.
Okay.
One more? Yeah, thanks, because I'm kind of blind. Thank you.
No worries. So again, for the company settings, you can add in your, company name, address, all the other details, add in your logo. Once you're done, click Save. Right below that, we have our team members. Now, these are our inFlow team members. So this is everyone on our inFlow account. At the moment, I have myself and one of my test accounts. My current plan only allows 2 users, so I am fully using all my team members. If you have more users available, you'll actually see a little message at the bottom that says how many users you can still add, so how many team members you can still add to your inFlow account. And you would just click on this invite member button to be able to add more members. You can also see previous team members if you've removed them and want to add them again. So you'll be able to click in there, and you'll just need an email address, and you can come up with their display name and then send the invite. Once you send the invite, they're going to get an email to that email address where they'll just have to log in or create an inFlow username and password, and they'll then have access to the program. If I want to make or create access restrictions for some of these users, I would just click on the edit button. And in here, I have all my access rights for that particular user. So I can go ahead and, give them no access to customers or no access to vendors. And so they'll be limited to what they can do on the program based on these access rights. So let me just change that back. And if I actually want to make this user an administrator, I can go ahead and just click on that little administrator button, and that will give them full admin rights as well. We also have a new feature, and I believe it's only for our Plus plan, and that's restricting access by location. So what that will do is you can have them, I think I'm on the wrong account, but I'm not on the Plus one, but that would allow users to or the admins to restrict users just to a particular location. So if you have multiple locations set up, you only want some of the users to access location A, you can do that, and you can restrict it in the access rights on the account page. Once I'm all done, I'm again going to click the Save button and exit out. At the bottom here, you can also see billing history. So if you have any of your payments going through for your inFlow subscription, you'll see the billing history down here. And that's mostly, again, what the admin can do on the account page, but they can also make changes on the integration page and the showroom page. So we'll go to the integration page. And as you can see here, minus my little QuickBooks error, I can actually go into each of these integrations and set them up. So I would have full access to set this up. Non-admins do not have access to set up integrations, but they do have read-only access, so they can see the integrations and which have been set up, and they can also see if there are any errors coming in through the account at that moment. If we go to the showroom tab at the top, we can also enable and disable our showroom access. So usually the default is that it's disabled. If you're new to inFlow, you can go ahead and go to the showroom page and enable the account. And in here, you'll be able to change all your settings for your general showroom. If you want to have customer-specific settings, you can add and invite a customer, and through there you can edit their access. So similar to your team members, this is your customer showroom settings. And in here, you can either match the general settings that you have. So these are the default settings for your showroom, or you can give them customer specific settings where you can change the products, the price settings, the display settings, and all that. So that is what you can do as an admin. Now, we also have a couple of settings that both the admin and the non-admin can see. So let me just go back to my slide. So I'll stop sharing my screen. This is not the smoothest, but let's see. Okay, there we go. So non-admin capabilities. So all other users who do not have administrator access rights, they're going to have their own set of settings that they can change. These are usually the settings for employees that don't need that need access to the system to edit or input data, but don't need to control the account settings. So with our non-admin capabilities, they can change their personal defaults, their personal details, and their personal notification settings. So now when I share my screen, I'm actually going to do it from my non-admin account. So let me just switch over. Okay, so I've logged into my non-admin account, and this is actually the same account page that we just saw, but this is for a non-admin user. As you can see, they have a lot less information on this particular page, and they can't edit the company details in here. But what they can do is if they go into the personal settings, they can go ahead and edit their own specific details, so their name, their email address, the email that they want to be replied to, any default CCs or BCCs. They need to change their password. This is where they can do it. If they have any personal defaults, you can do a default location, default sales rep, and default customer. The benefit of having this is that, let's say I work from the warehouse and I want to have my default location set to the warehouse. I can do that. I can also set the default sales rep as myself, because if I process any sales orders, I want it to be my name as the sales rep automatically. And then the default customer, let's say we have a retail store and we actually don't keep track of every single customer. We actually just want one retail customer. We can have it set up as the default there. So I can have those personal defaults on my account page. If I want to also have notifications coming in for low stock, so these are the emails that you get whenever you need to reorder stock, you can set that up as well from this personal page. You can have it set for any day of the week or multiple days of the week, and then have a specific time when you want to receive those emails. So that is something that non-admins can control. If again, I go to my integrations page, you'll see that I do not have access to make any changes to the integrations, but I can see what integrations we have set up with a little check mark. And if there were any errors, again, you'd be able to see it on this page. So that's the basics of what the non-admin can do, but we also have our company settings. Now, this is available to everyone that has access to company settings. Again, you can restrict that, but this is for both administrators and non-admins. And this is where you can change your locations, your payment terms, your pricing schemes, taxing schemes, categories, barcodes, currencies and units, and then custom fields. So again, if I just click into any of these options, I can manage my locations. I can show inactive by just toggling that little button on. And this will be quite similar for all the buttons. It's quite user-friendly as well. So if you're new to inFlow, definitely go ahead and play around with those and see how those affect your database. And make sure that you have them set up before you really start working with inFlow.
Actually, there's something I wanted to point out here. It's not on this page because similar to the other integrations, the Dymo printing, which is for an admin, would be under generate barcodes. So that button isn't available here because this is a non-admin account. So if you wanted to connect inFlow to a Dymo printer, that is also something that needs to be connected with an admin access. And then from there, non-admins can print barcodes. They just can't set it up for the first time.
Exactly.
Yeah, similar.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Kerisha, for mentioning that. I would have skipped through. So right now I'm on the admin account. Just wanted to show both pages. So with the admin account, I can see this Dymo label printer setup. So again, it's similar to the integration. If I go to my non-admin account, I believe it's this one, you can see that it's missing. So again, once it's set up though, you can still print barcodes.
Oh, and they also can't add new barcode templates. Yeah, because that button is just not available for them to use.
Exactly. So as long as it's set up, so the integration with Dymo is set up and the templates are uploaded, your non-admin users can still generate barcodes. It's just they can't actually update that or make any changes to those settings. Okay, so let me again just go back and sorry with the slides, I always have to restart it. And then we have the additional settings. So these are our company settings, as I just showed. So this is managing locations, payment terms, pricing schemes, adding custom fields. That can all be done from that same page. I did forget to mention that you can also reset the database or transfer a new database file. For example, if you're switching over from on-premise to cloud, you can do that on the company settings page, which I'll show in just a second. And then I'll show the same settings on the Windows desktop app. So let me just share my screen one more time. So again, if I go back into my company settings page, if I scroll to the bottom, I'll have the option to manage my data. This is where you can transfer data. Again, if you're switching from on-premise to inFlow Cloud, you can transfer over that backup into inFlow Cloud. And then we also have the option to reset the data. This will completely wipe everything that you have in inFlow, and it will start it from scratch. So be careful with this button because this will erase everything. Now, if I go to my desktop app, I've again logged in as my with my administrator account. And our settings are located in this main menu section, the hamburger bun, as some people like to call it, on the left side. And if I go into options, and then I have my settings, account/team, print settings, personal settings, integrations, and online showroom. Any of these fields with this little icon, this square icon to the side, indicates that it will take you to the web app. So that's exactly where we were just a second ago. So the account/team button, integrations, and online showroom will take you to the web app to make those changes. The settings, print settings, and the personal settings are specific to this desktop app. So personal settings is similar to our personal screen that we had on the web app. And this is where, again, I can change my default preferences. I can change my email settings. And the one difference with the personal settings here is that we can change our modes, our sales order mode. So we have the standard mode and the retail mode. The standard mode is the one that comes as a default on your sales orders, and it just has all the functions so that you can fulfill, that you can ship. All of those tabs will be available to you. If you switch to the retail mode, it will optimize your sales orders so that if you have a retail store, you can just click on the complete button, and that will allow you to complete the whole order and pay for it at the same time with the click of just one button. Now, if I go back to my settings, I also have my print settings. Now, this is specific to the desktop app, as it allows you to control your documents that you can print from the desktop app, and allows you to upload your own custom documents. Now, this is with Crystal Reports. We do have a knowledge base article available that explains how you can create a custom document and upload it to inFlow. I also believe we might have done a webinar on this. So if you go onto our webinar page, you should be able to see all our previous webinars. And then the last settings button, which is actually the first one on the in the order, if we click on there, this is our company settings, which again has our product settings, our barcode settings, our inventory locations, pricing and costing, and then our taxes. We also have our doc numbers. So this is the document numbers you have for your sales orders, quotes, so on and so forth. And you can actually change which number it starts off with. You can change the prefix. You can change the suffix as well. We have our custom fields. So again, these are very similar to the settings on the web app. So I can add custom fields onto my product page, my work order page, stock adjustment, stock transfer, customer sales order, vendor, and then purchase order. If I want to be able to print out these custom fields, I would just click on the little print option here. And then we also have the rename fields option in the desktop app. As you can see here, that this is the default text. We have the custom text, which is the text that we would use to rename. And if it has a little check mark in this third column, let me just see if I can find one with it. I know I just skipped through some. Let me search up one that I know will pop up. So for example, sales reps, if it has a check mark, that means that it will show up on the web app and on the mobile app. So those are the rename fields. These are basically all the settings that can be adjusted in inFlow, and we recommend doing that once you start off with inFlow, just so that you can get that all prepared and ready to go when your team starts using the program. So I think that's pretty much it. Yep.
Yeah, Murat had a question about if you can go over the barcode generation field. I'd say probably as on the admin side, or at least the barcode generation section.
So of course, let me just share my screen. So I'm on the admin side. I've gone to my company settings and I've scrolled down to the generate barcodes section. So here with the generate barcodes, it'll allow me to actually set up my prefix, the next number, and the suffix if I want inFlow to automatically fill in these barcodes. Otherwise, it will keep it blank and it will allow you to enter your own. With our print barcodes, it's going to allow us to print all the labels. For me, sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't. But
can I do that?
Yeah, I think it's has to do with how I've set up my labels and if I have any barcodes. I don't think any of my items have barcodes right now.
Oh, I see.
So that's probably why that shows up. But when you do have barcodes, it shows up with the actual label, and it shows all of your items though. So there isn't an option to select which items you want barcodes for unless you have the Dymo integration set up. And with the Dymo integration, yep. Sorry.
Oh no, I was going to say I don't know if I can share it on my screen, but for the get barcoded or versus print barcodes, I'm going to see if I could maybe share mine. This is what it looks like. I'll just share it temporarily. This is for when you want to print like a single label with a regular office printer, and then you would tape these barcodes to your shelf. So every single time you scan something, you scan the shelf, rather than barcoding per unit. And that allows you to pretty much get started a little quicker so that you don't need to use the Dymo printing. So that's what this is. So yeah, I think you're right. Because you had no barcode set up, this didn't come up.
Yeah.
So this is just for barcode, not for QR at the moment, Roberto. But I'll definitely mention that if there's other types that would be helpful for this section for printing to it like an office printer, that would be really helpful for us to know. But this is just for regular, I guess 3 and 9 barcode printing. So I'll stop sharing and it goes back to yours.
If anything, I'll just click on it again. I'll just go through the Dymo, I guess, label printer one more time. So once you have your Dymo set up, it'll just allow you to pick a printer if you have multiple Dymo printers. Once you have that connected, it'll allow you to upload templates. Now, I've created these templates using the Dymo software. I believe it's called Dymo. The most recent one is Dymo Label V8. There might be other versions, but we do recommend using I think that's the most recent, right, Kerisha?
I think so. I think generally we also recommend the 450. It's like a very standard Dymo printer that is out there.
Oh, I meant for the label software.
Oh, I'm not sure. I just know it's Dymo Label. I'm not sure because I'm on a Mac, so I know I have both the Mac and the Windows one on my computer.
Got it.
So I'm not sure which one.
I know I've been using Dymo Label V8, and that allows me to create these templates. It's been working perfectly for me. I know some people will automatically install Dymo Connect, and that will give them errors. So definitely make sure you have the Dymo Label software, which will allow you to create these templates. And then if you have the template saved, you can just click on this Add New button and upload the template from your computer. Once that's done, you can just save and close. And if you go to any of your items, again, right now, I don't think I have any barcodes set up, but if you go to any of your items, there will be a generate barcode option, or I think it's manage labels option, which I might be able to do it right now, just as to quickly show it. Actually, I might have a barcode. Let's see. Okay, so print barcode. I have some weird templates, so hopefully I can pick one of the ones I've added funny pictures onto them just to test it out, and yeah, so select a different one. And this is where you can select any of your barcode labels that you've uploaded. You can select how many copies you'd like, and then again, just verify the printer that you're printing with, and just click on the print button there. So again, it's just this print barcode option at the top. And you can do the same thing from the desktop app. Don't know if there's any other questions.
So one of them is, there's a few from Orlando. One of them, if you lose the internet connection, is there, what if you lose internet connection without saving? Unfortunately, at the moment, it does mean it's not able to save that information. So that is something that our team has considered, but for right now, you do need to have an internet connection at all times with inFlow Cloud running.
No.
And also, can non-admins change their print preferences? I don't believe so. Katia, do you know? I don't think the non-admins can change print preferences.
I actually thought that they, like, print preferences within, for example, the desktop, so like
Yes.
the print settings here.
Yeah, I could just be mistaken.
I thought you should be able to do that. Let me just try it. I'm going to log out and log into my non-admin account.
Yeah, I will admit I don't log in on a non-admin account very often. I forget what also can't be edited there.
I think it's, let me just remember which one of these. I have so many.
And will there ever be shipping address label integration? Oh, sorry. I see that was added from Katie. So we are considering trying to get a shipping integration. I know one of the more popular ones that we get asked a lot is by ShipStation, to have that integrate from there. And then to be able to print labels from there. So I'm not too sure if there's ever going to be an option in the near future to be able to print out address labels, but it's something that that we pretty much added to our feedback database because we get a lot of feedback and questions for our team to consider adding in. So I'll definitely be sure to add that to our list of requests of things that we are looking to do.
Perfect. And back to Yolanda's question, yes, you can change the print settings even if you're on a non-admin account. So I've just logged in and I can still make changes. Just want to make sure I can save them.
Okay, so there's another question from Murad. What about invoicing serial numbers? Can they become separated from sales order serials? Do you mean, can you separate sales orders that have non-serialized items versus ones that do have serialized items? If so, there isn't a default way of separating that out in inFlow, as far as I know. You would just have to, if anyway, maybe make an indication with the sales order number, and maybe add something to mention serial versus non-serialized.
Yeah. Or adding a custom field that says if you have any serial items.
But there isn't actually a way built in for inFlow to separate sales orders that have serial numbers versus ones that don't. Now, you also said opening a sales order. Do you want us to go through opening a sales order, or how? Because opening a sales order would be pretty much the same for both admins and non-admins. Mm-hmm. And there wouldn't, as long as the access rights are there for the non-admin, they can open up a sales order.
Yeah, so I just did it on the admin account, and I can do the same thing on my non-admin account. So let me just, this is my non-admin, and I'm just going to click on New Sales Order.
And can you also show it on the Windows app?
Yep. So this is for the non-admin, which again would be the same thing as an admin on the desktop app. And I would just click in there and create my new sales order.
Great. Another question from Alando. If inFlow Cloud doesn't work, can I return to inFlow on-premise? You definitely can always return to inFlow on-premise because licenses are always yours to own. They don't actually transfer to cloud, so you'll always have access to it. But we haven't actually designed the inFlow Cloud data to be exported into inFlow on-premise, mainly because one existed before the other, and we weren't planning on doing any other updates to inFlow on-premise. So if you wanted to export information from inFlow Cloud and revert back to inFlow on-premise, you can do that. But it will be a little bit of a painful process just because it's not really designed. It's similar to how it's hard to go from Windows 10 and go back to Windows 98. I know that's a big exaggerated example, but that's similar to what the two differences are, because they are quite a bit different in age. So you can go back, but it might not be the smoothest transition, but once you've transitioned back to one or the other, it would be fine. And then there's another question. Let me see. Actually, I think that might be it.
Perfect. Yeah. If anyone has any other questions, just again, feel free to just post it in the chat right now. We'll probably give it another couple minutes. But I did want to mention that little teaser that I was talking about at the very beginning of the webinar, and that's we will be having some holiday deals coming up in the next week or so. So just keep your eyes out for that. And I think we will be sending out some emails and also posting it on our website. So just watch out for that. There will be deals for existing customers and new customers.
And also, we're also going to be kicking off or selling a new barcode scanner. I only have the original barcode scanner, we're going to be getting a new one that's more updated. I don't have all the details yet because it is quite new, but we're going to be having a hardware promo very soon, so just keep an eye out for any newsletter blasts that we have where we're mentioning that promo.
Awesome. And then I think Alando has another question. I have several work vans that have on-premise each, but the internet at times are spotty while on the road. Should I stay with on-premise? Can we have an access just to fulfill delivery? I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm understanding that correctly. So if you have on-premise, the program would have to be connected via a local server. So I'm not sure if you're using a VPN to basically share the on-premise licenses and be able to access it within those vans. But with inFlow Cloud, it would need a pretty consistent internet connection so that you don't lose any data and so that you can save properly. So if you do have a method of using on-premise, I'm not sure how you're doing it. If you're doing it via a VPN, I think it does need an internet connection. And so that might cause you to lose data either way. So whether you're using inFlow on-premise or inFlow Cloud, if you don't have an internet connection, it might be a little spotty with the saving. But if you're using inFlow on-premise on a local server, so all the computers are connected within a local area, you do not need to have it as solid internet connection all the time. We just need to be able to connect to it, the server, once in a while. And we also have our offline access to it too.
On the flip side, if your vans are using a mobile phone and if those have an internet connection with the mobile carrier, then maybe using the inFlow Cloud mobile app would be a good workaround. Just because I think that's one of the reasons why we try to enhance the mobile app as much as possible. So that could be something to consider if you did want to try inFlow Cloud. Oh, and I see that there's also another question. Can we have access just to fulfill delivery? With inFlow, we're not necessarily able to break down the different features. That you pretty much get all the features to inFlow depending on the plan you pick. So there isn't a way of just selecting the purchasing section that has the receiving. But if for more details like that, we do have a sales team that would be really really helpful with getting you started and seeing if inFlow is for you. So that would be a good option. And then another question from Roberto: do you have an online free demo? We don't necessarily have an updated online demo. We do have like a pretty much like a tour of inFlow that's actually, I realize, about a year or so old. So I would suggest booking with our sales team, and they can give you a one-on-one demo with sharing screens and you speaking with them over a Zoom call, so that you can get all your questions answered and see the free demo ahead of time.
Just in case Roberto also meant, because I know some people refer to the trials as demos. We do have an inFlow Cloud free trial. It's for 14 days, and it's just on our inFlow inventory website. You can sign up for the free trial. I believe it's just going to be at the very top of the website.
Yes, so, and no credit card, no nothing is needed. You just need to sign up and log in, and you have 14 days.
Perfect. I think that's all the questions. If you guys do have any other questions after the webinar, definitely feel free to reach out to us at support@inflowinventory.com. We'll be happy to help there. And if you want to rewatch this webinar, we will be posting it on our webinar page, and I think that's going to connect it to the YouTube channel as well.
Okay, great.
Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll see you, I think, in 2 weeks for the next webinar.
Okay. Great.
Bye. Bye-bye.